Hello and welcome to part 2. In this video we're going to create the IKinema Rig. And you do that by right clicking the skeleton and selecting the IKinema Rig actions and select the create via IKinema Rig. It's going to show this warning, so we just ignore that. We just open this up. And actually, one thing to note, if you right click this and you can't find this menu here, it probably either means that you don't have the plugin or it's not activated. So you want to go in animation, IKinema, check that this is enabled and you have the version 3.1 or higher. I don't believe the VR options was enabled before. I think it was 3.1 or 0, I don't know really, but so just check that you are on version 4.13.2 or above. So in here, what we want to do first is to get rid of all the finger joints and all the twist bones and all the IK bones, because the IKinema Rig doesn't use them. So you just shift select and press delete on your keyboard and get rid of all the unnecessary bones. And that's going to leave you with this. So what we're going to add here is a hip task, and we want to add 2 tasks for each foot, or foot. So one for the foot and one for the ball, and also for the other foot. And then we also want to add a knee task for each of the legs so that they bend more correctly, like that. For the head, we have a special task called the VR HMD task. You want to add that, which is going to add this mask up here. And for the left hand, you want to add the left motion controller task, which is going to add this controller over here. And for the right hand, you will add the right motion control task. So you want to be sure to hit save every time you make a change in here, because I've seen sometimes that if I make a rotation on one of these afterwards here, which we're going to do in a moment, the undo function doesn't really behave as expected. So make sure to save every time you have something looking good. So before we do anything else, we want to also take care of the settings for the weights and the retargeting gain. And IKinema provides us with some presets, which we can find on the bone presets for this. So for all the spine bones, we want to use the spine preset. So for spine 1, select spine preset, and also for 2 and 3. And for the clavicles, you will want to select the shoulder preset. And for the upper arm, you want to select the upper arm preset. And to be honest, I haven't checked what they do, but just noted that it's something we need to do. And these values are supposedly some that they came up with, which seems to be working pretty well for them. So again, we hit save. And then we want to adjust the position of the controllers here, so it looks a little bit better. Right now it's pointing the wrong way. So I am on 5 degrees rotation snaps here, so I'm gonna rotate this 180 and I think 15 degrees down. And then I'm gonna move it just a little bit down and maybe a little bit forward, something like this. And then hit save. So the motion controls themselves, I don't really know how they are supposed to be located. I experimented just my way to this. So basically what I found to be working pretty well was to make sure that the controllers are parallel with the arm. So they point towards the arm here. You can see the outline of the controller here. It's pointing towards the body. And then it seemed to be working pretty well. If it's like the middle finger and the index finger here, they kind of intersect with the middle of the controller, and then a little bit forward, like you can see I'm doing here. Maybe rotating a little bit back like this. I think this should give us a good behavior, but it's something we want to experiment a little bit with later on. So I'm going to switch to the other side, hit save first, and rotate this one. And see if we can get it to line up just like the other one. Something like this. Let's go with this for now. So let's hit save. And that is the setup I'm going to be using for the IKinema Rig for now. I will return to this probably because we have to do some adjustments later on, but this is the basics of the setup. So the key points, just to recap, was to remove all the excessive bones and add task for the pelvis and for the feet and for the knees, and then add the special VR task for the head and the 2 arms or hands, and then also add all these bone presets that we have here. And that is the setup we're going to be using. So I'm going to continue in the next video and show how we can then start to connect up the IKinema Rig with the VR template from Unreal Engine and see how we can get these two things to work together. So stay tuned and bye.